Thank you, Mr. President. Some of the debate early on disturbed me a little bit. And actually, some of the debate that I've heard on this and other bills disturbs me a little bit when it comes to our relationship with the courts. I heard words, even coming from the sponsor, about how the courts gave us our marching orders, or that if we change this law, we're in violation of a court order. We make the laws here. We need to stand up for our branch of the government. I don't like the way we have evolved in our discussion about the legislature. We seem to have just handed so much over to the court. They are not our masters. We make the laws. And we should defend our branch of government. But you as a lawyer work in an environment where you fight it out and you fight it out and you fight it out, and then the judge says yes or no, and you kind of go like that with your hands and you go back to your job and you probably have a beer or something like that with the opposing attorney. Courts have spoken. I've heard that so many times. But we don't have that luxury here. We have to defend our branch of government. When the courts come out and say the law that you passed is flawed, we go to court, we fight with them. But in the end, we come back here if we can't do anything else about it, and we change the law. We don't wait for them to change it. We don't get our marching orders. We don't stand in violation of the law having done something illegal by changing the law. That's who we are. One of the problems with this topic, I think, is that it did not come from the people. It did not come from the people through their representative government so that we could have a debate as a nation about abortion in the first place. Roe v. Wade slammed it down our throat, 5-4 decision in the Supreme Court, and people never took to it. That's why we fight it and we fight it and we fight it, because it didn't come from the people up through the branches of government to becoming law. It came down from the courts to the people. The courts just say, you didn't say mother may I. And they make these huge stretches. The right to privacy that was brought up before. Honestly, a public money for a private right, I mean, that just doesn't even make sense. And how did we get right to privacy means we're spending money for people to have abortions. I think it is a good opportunity that we take here to remember we write the laws, we're in charge, and if the courts want to meddle in our business, they need to pay the $35 or the $35 to run for office. And if they tell us our laws aren't quite up to snuff and we're violating our own laws, then that's okay. We need to remember we don't stand in violation of those laws. We come back here and write new ones. And in the end, we have to defend our branch of government. But when it comes to the courts, we're going to make a stand. Just because they said, you didn't say mother may I, doesn't mean that we just fold up our tents and say, oh gosh, we can't do anything about it.